Hello again, Moist second graders. This is the second video introducing our units for Year 2 of Language Acquisition. Remember, we'll have 8 separate units, and in each unit there will be a different performance test. This is the theme, and these are the conceptual questions for Unit 2. Let's read together. You are the Human Resources Manager at Moist Adventures. Your company does many kinds of research, exploration, volunteer work, and even education programs. The Human Resources Department is in charge of finding the best people for each job. You will interview some candidates for jobs. First, you must learn about each job that you will hire someone for. Next, you will need to carefully think of questions you will ask candidates. You will interview candidates and make choices based on the interviews. So let's break this down. Who are you? You are the Human Resources Manager at Moist Adventures. Look at the sentence. It's very simple. You are, and it gives you some item. For example, you are a student. But when we say a student, there are only 2 words. A student. Now, you are the Human Resources Manager. The Human Resources Manager is the person in a company that decides what people should do what job. Your job is finding the best people for each job. For example, Mr. Langer plays drums very well and can read music. Miss Tensaka is very fast and can run a long way. So, if you were going to give one of them the job of hiking through the jungle, which one would it be? What do you have to do in this unit? First, you must learn about each job. You can't hire someone for a job if you don't know about it. Next, you need to think carefully of the questions you will ask in a job interview. Finally, you will interview candidates and make choices. So in this unit, the performance test is an interview and your report on the interview, which will show your choices. So, you will have to learn about each job, which means to research, and carefully think of questions. Then, you will interview candidates and make choices. That means you'll have to be good at speaking and listening to do the interviews and take notes. That's because you are a Human Resources Manager at Moist Adventures, and you must find the best people for each job. Now, let's look at the questions. There are 3 questions. Let's write the answers together. Question number 1. What kind of jobs do you need? Do you know some unusual jobs? Well, the first question asks about jobs that we need. And need is the important word. So I think that we need police officers, doctors, and teachers. Of course, I think teachers are very important. I'll put that there. Of course, I think teachers are very important. And how about unusual jobs? Well, in some ways, I think teacher is an unusual job, but I don't think that's what we're talking about here. I think that elephant conservationist is an unusual job. That's because, and I want to make sure that I give a reason here, that's because the work is done in the jungle or nature, not in an office. So I think those are the reasons why that's an unusual job. So I answered both of these first two questions. Next, how do we create a job? And that's very difficult, I think. So we're asking ourselves, how do jobs become jobs? Well, first, one person is very good at a thing. Example, cutting other people's hair. So I guess the first thing that happens for there to be a job that to be created is that you have one person or a few people who are very good at something. Next, other people ask that person to do that thing for them. For example, they ask for a haircut. I think that's one way that jobs kind of come into existence. But I think there's one more. First, there is a need by many people. For example, everyone must eat food every day. Next, someone tries to meet that need. For example, a market, a farmer grows food for other people. So for me, I think these are the two ways that jobs come into existence. And here's the last question. And it says, are all jobs needed in the world? Do you think so? And of course, why? Why do you think so? So for this, again, I won't give you my answer, but I'll show you how I'll start the answer. I think that all jobs are needed. That's because, and also I'm going to add a for example. And this is how I would answer this question. So that's my answers. Please write your answers for number 3 in your Classy group. If you can't access your Classy group, then please be sure to write your answers on paper, and we will ask you to submit the answers in another way. That's it for this second episode of our second year in review. I hope everyone is doing well at home, and I hope to see you soon. Goodbye.